Hello everyone. In today's class, we'll see some more practice questions based on indefinite integrals. In the last class, we had covered till question number 12. And now in this lecture, we will start from question number 13 and we'll go till question number 18. The images used in our slide deck are for educational purposes only. We respect the intellectual property rights of the original creators and owners of these images. If you are the owner of any of the images used in this deck and have any concerns or issues, please contact us at sathi@iitk.ac.in and we shall remove the images. So let's start with question number 13. It says the integral 2x to the power 12 plus 5x to the power 9 upon x to the power 5 plus x cube plus 1 whole cube dx is equal to. We have to integrate this one. So the hint of this question is C. You can easily take x to the power 5 out, right? So it will be like x to the power 15, then it will be 1 plus 1 by x square plus 1 by x to the power 5, like that. Clear? Then the numerator will become f dash x and denominator will become fx whole cube, like that. Clear? So we have to do certain adjustments and simplifications to make this expression in the form of integration of f dash x upon fx, right? Okay, you have 10 seconds to solve this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to the solution part C. As we have discussed, I is basically 2x to the power 12 plus 5x to the power 9 upon x to the power 5 plus x cube plus 1 whole cube dx. Now it can be written as 2x to the power 12 plus 5x to the power 9. As we have discussed, we have taken x to the power 5 common. So it outside it will be x to the power 15 into 1 plus x to the power minus 2 plus x to the power minus 5 whole cube dx. Now, divide x to the power 15 in the numerator part. You will get 2x to the power minus 3 plus 5x to the power minus 6 upon 1 plus x to the power minus 2 plus x to the power minus 5 whole cube dx. Now put 1 plus x to the power minus 2 plus x to the power minus 5 is equal to t. Therefore, minus 2x to x to the power minus 3 minus 5x to the power minus 6 dx is equal to dt. Right? Therefore, 2x to the power minus 3 plus 5x to the power minus 6 dx is equal to minus of dt. Therefore, I is equal to minus of integration of dt upon t cube, which can be written as minus of integration of t to the power minus 3 dt, which is equal to minus of t to the power minus 3 plus 1 upon minus 3 plus 1 plus c, which is equal to 1 by 2t square plus c. Let's put t again as 1 plus x to the power minus 2 plus x to the power minus 5, so that you will get I is equal to x to the power 10 upon 2x to the power 5 plus x to the power x cube plus 1 whole square plus c, right? Therefore, I will be this expression, right? So I think option B is the right choice. B is the right choice. Got it? Okay, let's move to the next question. Question number 14, which says that integration of x square minus 1 upon x cube root over 2x to the power 4 minus 2x square plus 1 dx. Again, the hint of this question is you can take x to the power 4 as common. So the x square will come outside. Therefore, denominator will become numerator will become x square minus 1 and denominator will become x to the power 5 root over 2 minus 2 by x square plus 1 by x to the power 4. Now 2 minus 2 by x square plus 1 by x to the power 4, you can assume it as 1. You can assume is that it has t, right? Then when you will calculate dt, then this part will become dt. This part and denominator x to the power 5 will become dt, right? Again, the equation will be of the form integration of dt upon t root of t, like that, and outside this some constant will be there. In this way you can try to approach this question, right? So you have 10 seconds to solve or think about this question. After 10 seconds we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to the solution part. See, as we have discussed, we can write I as x square minus 1 upon x cube root over 2x to the power 4 minus 2x square plus 1 dx. Now when we will take x to the power 4 common, then x square will come out, right? Therefore it will be integration of x square minus 1 upon x to the power 5 root over 2 minus 2 by x square plus 1 by x to the power 4 dx, which is equal to integration 1 of 1 upon x cube minus 1 upon x to the power 5 upon root over 2 minus 2 by x square plus 1 by x to the power 4 dx. Now by putting 2 minus 2 by x square plus 1 by x to the power 4 is equal to t, we get 4 times 1 by x to x cube minus 1 by x to the power 5 dx is equal to dt. Therefore I is basically 1 by 4 integration of dt upon root t, right? Integration of dt upon root t, which is equal to 1 by 4 2 root t plus c, right? Integration of t to the power minus 1 by 2 will be 2 root t plus c, right? Let's put t as this one, 2 minus 1 by 2 minus 2 by x square plus 1 by x to the power 4, right? Therefore I will be root over 2x to the power 4 minus 2x square plus 1 upon 2x square plus c. Clear? So I think option D is the right choice. Option D is the right choice. Got it? Option D is the right choice. Let's move to the next question, question number 15, which says integration of dx upon 1 plus x square root over p square plus q square tan inverse x square is equal to. So again, see, again this is looking very complicated question, but see, you will try to simplify the things or try to take certain substitutions so that you can easily reach to the answer, right? So the hint of this question will be, you can assume q tan inverse x as t, right? Then q upon 1 plus x square will be equal to uh, q dx upon 1 plus x square will become, suppose, q into 1 by q, then this thing will be equal to dx. This thing will be equal to dx. We have assumed q tan inverse x is equal to t. Then this thing will be equal to dt. Clear? So this equation easily will convert to dt upon root t form, and there will be some constant, right? Dt upon root over p square plus t square, like that. Dt upon root over p square plus t square form, okay? And after that you can easily apply the formula that we have discussed about integration of dx upon root over a square plus b square. Okay, so you have 10 seconds to solve or think about this question. After 10 seconds we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to the solution part. C. As we have discussed, you can put q tan inverse x is equal to t. Therefore q upon 1 plus x square dx is equal to dt, right? Which is, this imply 1 upon 1 plus x square dx is equal to dt upon q. Therefore integration of dt upon, it can be converted in terms of t as integration of dt upon q root over p square plus t square, which is equal to, by the formula, 1 by q will be out as it is constant. So 1 by q log of t plus root over p square plus t square, which will be equal to 1 by q log of q tan inverse x plus root over p square plus q square tan inverse x whole square plus c will be the right choice, right? So when you will match this expression with the options, you will get option A as the right choice, right? Option A will be the right choice. Got it? Okay, let's move to the next question, question number 16, which says that in the integration of cos 8x minus cos 8x plus 1 upon cos 2x minus tan 2x dx is equal to a cos 8x plus k, where k is k is an arbitrary constant. Okay, then we have to find a. What will be a is equal to? Okay, so again the hint of this question is, you can apply the formula cos 2x plus 1, cos 2x plus 1, and this will be cos 2 into 4x plus 1, right? So cos 2 theta plus 1 you can apply, and also you can write cot 2 theta and tan 2 theta in terms of cos theta and sin theta. Right, in this way you can easily approach this question, and after the simplification you will get some integrable form, right, so that you can easily get the answer in the form of a cos 8x plus k, right? So we have 10 seconds to solve or think about this question. After 10 seconds we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to the solution part C. As we have discussed, cos 8x plus 1 can be written as 2 cos square 4x, right? 2 cos square 4x upon cos 2 cot 2x minus tan 2x can be written in terms of cos 2x and sin 2x, and it is basically cos square 2x minus sin square 2x upon 2 cos 2x into sin 2x dx integration. Now let's move this cos 2x into sin 2x in upward in the numerator. So it will be integration of 2 cos square 4x into cos 2x into sin 2x upon cos square 2x minus sin square 2x can be written as cos 4x, right? As we know that cos square theta minus sin square theta is basically cos 2 theta. So it is finally simplified as integration of 2 cos square 4x into cos 2x sin 2x upon cos 4x. Now it is written as integration of cos 4x into sin 4x, right? This cos 4x and cos 4x will cancel out, right? So finally it will be 1 by 2 into integration of sin 8x, which is equal to minus 1 by 2 cos 8x upon 8 plus k. Hence we get and after simplification you will get minus 1 by 16 cos 8x plus k. Hence we get a as minus 1 by 16, right? Hence we got a as minus 1 by 16, right? So I think option A is the right choice, minus 1 by 16. Got it? Okay, let's move to the next question, question number 17, which says that integration of sin theta plus cos theta upon root over sin 2 theta d theta is equal to. Now see, again, the hint of this question is you can convert either sin 2 theta in terms of sin theta and cos theta, or sin theta and plus cos theta in terms of sin 2 theta, and you can convert in such a way that you can easily get the integrable form of sin theta and cos theta, right? So try to simplify this thing using certain formulas, by using formulas of sin 2 theta, right, like that. So you try to think about this question. So you have 10 seconds to solve this question. After 10 seconds we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to the solution part C. As I can be written as sin theta plus cos theta C, and upon root over sin 2 theta can be written as 1 minus 1 minus 2 sin theta cos theta, right? We have converted sin 2 theta in terms of sin theta plus cos theta, as we have discussed, right? Clear. So sin 2 theta can be indirectly written as 1 minus sin 2 sin theta cos theta. So integration of sin theta plus cos theta. Now 1 minus 2 sin theta cos theta can be written as sin theta minus cos theta whole square, right? Because 1 can be written as sin square theta plus cos square theta, right? So sin square theta plus cos square theta minus 2 sin theta cos theta is basically sin theta minus cos theta whole square. Now you can easily put sin theta minus cos theta is equal to t, right? Therefore cos theta plus sin theta d theta is equal to dt, right? Now you can easily break this in terms of t, which will come as an integrable form. Therefore I is equal to integration of dt upon root over 1 minus t square, right? And we know that integration of dt upon root over 1 minus t square is basically sin inverse t plus c. Therefore I is equal to sin inverse sin theta minus cos theta plus c, right? Sin inverse sin theta minus cos theta plus c, right? Therefore option C is the right choice. Clear? Option C is the right choice. Sin inverse sin theta minus cos theta plus c. Got it? Let's move to the next question, question number 18, which says integration of fx into g dash x minus f dash x into gx upon fx gx into log gx minus log fx dx is equal to, right? So see, the hint of this question is you can observe that in the numerator of the half portion, what is given? Fx into g dash x minus f dash x into gx. Suppose while using quotient rule, while using quotient rule, if there is u by v, what it takes, u into v dash. By differentiating this, you will get u into v dash minus v into u dash upon v square, right? So suppose, see, in the denominator there should be fx square, so that fx into g dash x minus f dash x into gx, right? So denominator should be fx square, right? So we can multiply fx. We can multiply fx in the numerator and the denominator, so that if we multiply, suppose fx, so this portion will become d of dx of dx of gx upon fx, right? Gx upon fx. Clear. And after that, this portion will become t. This portion again will become another form, right? So in this type of, you can adjust and break and simplify these types of lengthy questions, right? So you have 10 seconds to solve or think about this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution. Okay. Okay, let's move to the solution part C. Integration of fx g dash x minus f dash x gx upon fx into gx into see log gx minus log f by log gx minus log fx can be written as log gx upon fx dx. Now we can put gx upon fx as t. Therefore, t, as we have discussed, it can be written as fx into g dash x. Fx gx upon fx is equal to t. Now, if we differentiate it, you will get fx into g dash x minus gx into f dash x upon fx square dx is equal to dt. Right. Therefore, this expression can be broken as fx into g dash x minus gx into f dash x upon fx into gx into let's multiply by gx upon fx into dx, right? Clear. Gx upon fx into dx. When you will write this thing and adjust with this equation, you will get gx upon fx into dx, right? Clear. See what we have done. We have basically multiplied and divided with gx. Right? And put one fx out of this. So one fx will be here, one fx will be here, and gx will be multiplied and divided. Right. Now see, you can easily observe that this can be written as like this. This is t. This is t. This is f dash t, including dx. Right. So it can be written as t. This is t. So you can convert this, take this t to the other side, which will become dt upon t. Right. So it will become fx into g dash x minus gx into f dash x upon fx into gx into dx is equal to dt upon t. Right. Dt upon t. So this whole term will become dt upon t. Right. This whole term will become dt upon t, and log gx upon fx is left. Right. So I is basically 1 by t, because dt upon t into log gx upon fx. So gx upon fx is basically t, right? So it can be easily written as integration of 1 by t log t dt, right? Now log t, if log t is z, then 1 by t dt will become dz, right? So it will become z square by 2, right? So you can put z as log t. Therefore, I is equal to log t square by 2 plus c. Now, if we put t as gx upon fx, then I is basically 1 by 2 log gx upon fx whole square plus c, right? Clear? So in this way, you can approach these types of questions. You can make some substitutions, or you can adjust the question so that the question converts to integrable form, right? And in this way, you can easily find out the integration. Okay. Hope you understood the concepts, and hope you understood how to apply the concepts in each questions. Okay. And hope you liked the lecture. Okay. Thank you so much.